I do want to say good morning to Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design. How you doing, Kevin, and Happy New Year.
Hey, good morning, Alan, and happy birthday to your daughters. I saw Serena posted on something pretty cool on Facebook today from BuzzFeed about Disneyland, so I, of course, wished her a happy birthday. I caught my attention right away. So.
Yep. Yeah, their birthday today. My daughters, Letha and Serena, and I wish them a very, very happy birthday and happy birthing day to my wife because she went through more than I did. You know, I mean, it was a lot easier on me than it was on her. Carrying twins, I'll tell you that. All right, let's get into this whole thing real quickly. I know there's a new app out there that allows you to take a photo of someone. And then it scans a national sex registry and other public databases to find out who that person is. What kind of an app is this, and who's using it to what end?
Well, exactly right. The new app is called Name Tag, and the point of it is so you can be walking down the street, you can snap a picture of somebody, and it's going to use the facial recognition technology to tell you who that person is or who it thinks that person is. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect at first. And it's going to try to identify that person for you. It's like you said, it's going to scan those registries. It's going to tell you what it can tell you about the person. It's going to make meeting people a little bit different than it is now. Right now, you've got to trust the person and use your judgment to decide if they're telling you the truth or not. Now you can kind of use some online tools to give you some additional information.
So wait a minute, let me try to get this straight because, there's a part of me, my side, that's a little bit paranoid, and it doesn't mean it's not real, but, does that mean, a stalker could be walking down the street and snap a picture of someone and find out who they are?
That's absolutely the creepiness factor, as Google will refer to it as, and it's absolutely true, and one of the things that you can do as an individual is, it's kind of putting the responsibility on you, but you can protect your privacy. You can control the information that's out there to some extent by putting a profile out there. Just like putting yourself on Facebook, you've got to be careful with what you allow people to see. This is actually changing the game a little bit. Now you have to proactively go out there and start protecting what people can find out about you.
Yeah, but you're saying that they could find out from some registry who you are, where you live, or anything else about you?
Well, I think the app is pretty new at this point. I don't know what direction they're going to take it. I don't know if, for example, if they were to snap a photo of you, identify your name, and then go to the assessor's website and run a search and see if they can figure out where you live. I don't know if the app is intended to do that or if it will do that, but I think that technology is going the direction that it is. That's the next step. And the question is, do we want the legislators to potentially regulate that out of possibility, or do we want to allow technology to continue to march right on?
All right, so I agree with you. And I agree with Google. There is a creepiness factor to this whole thing, and I'm not crazy about it. I know Google's not using it, but Facebook does use it. Is that right?
Facebook does use the facial recognition technology. It used to be that you would have to tag yourself in the photos, or others could tag you, and Google was learning what you look like. Google now has a pretty good idea of who you are if you've been using it for a while, if you've tagged yourself in photos. And I'm sorry, I meant to say Facebook. And Facebook will actually now take your photo and auto-tag you if you allow it to. You no longer even need to tell it that you're in the photos. It just knows it.
Wow. So the Internet becoming much more about personal identities, and I guess you have to learn how to protect yourself online, whether you're a business or an individual. I mean, I guess that's the case.
That's exactly right, and the Internet's there, and it's not going away. And it used to be that you just had to protect your reputation with your circle of friends and perhaps in your town. Now it's becoming to the point where you need to proactively protect your reputation online, nationwide.
Wow. Weird stuff, and I guess everyone should, Google themselves just to find out what is out there. That's not a bad idea, huh?
Oh, absolutely. You should always Google yourself. Google has some tools that allow you to, kind of see what is being shared about you. But basically, if you go into Google and type in your name, be sure you do it with capital letters and quotation marks around the entire name. That's where you should start the search. If you've got a really common name, you might want to narrow those results down to perhaps the city that you live in. But everyone should definitely take a look at what's out there because you never know what somebody else has posted about you.
All right. I want to talk about another situation that went on on the Internet recently, and we're going to do that after we check in with traffic. But I know that the Yelp recently was ordered to turn over the names of anonymous reviewers. And this is a weird thing because usually when people review things and it's anonymous, you can review something. They were actually told to let people know who these anonymous people were. I want to find out more about that in a few moments because I know you are on top of that. I'm talking with Kevin Richards with Ventura Web Design, who, by way of disclosure, created my website, allenstock.com, and I encourage you to check that out. And also, by the way, brand new page, the Allen Stock page, up at kdon.com now, and I'm on that every day as well. It's all very, very cool. It's the new media, folks, the new world, and it's turning out to be a lot of fun. I'm talking with Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, and again, I appreciate your being with me, Kevin. Tell me about this. I know Yelp was recently ordered to turn over the names of 7 reviewers who anonymously criticized a local carpet cleaning company in Virginia. Now, that on the face of it, that concerns me because anybody could be forced to turn over any other type of anonymous reviews under any circumstance. What was the circumstance surrounding this, and do you think it was just?
Okay, so we got to remember that Yelp is all about posting reviews about businesses. And as a business owner, your reputation is everything. You've got to hold on to that, and you've got to protect that. So your competitors, oftentimes what they might do is go post things that are negative about you without, that being, fair information about your business. So what this business owner was saying is these anonymous reviewers, his argument was that they were actually doing that. They were competitors or they were others who were intentionally trying to harm his business without having any actual relationship with him as a customer. So,
how would they know that, though?
Well, and that's the thing. He has to go in, and he did it successfully. He went into a judge and he explained, hey, I want to file a real lawsuit against the person who is posting this information because I do not think it's just, and I believe that I'm entitled to the information. He was able to give enough information to that judge, and the judge agreed.
So what happened? Did he get the information?
So I believe Yelp is still trying to fight it. There are some nonprofits that are also assisting Yelp as far as keeping that information private. But I think the question is, do we want people to be able to just say whatever they want on the Internet and, go out there and libel you, or do we think people should stand up for what they're going to say, and perhaps that might make the Internet at least a little bit more truthful?
Well, I have mixed feelings on it because on one hand, I agree with you. We don't want people slamming you without the possibility of you being able to adequately defend yourself. And against an anonymous slam, it's awfully hard to be able to defend yourself if somebody keeps doing that. On the other hand, this may wind up putting the kibosh on people wanting to sincerely and honestly give a review of a restaurant or of a service of some kind, a cleaning service or anything else, if they really had a problem. I mean, I've seen reviews on things before where they say, "Oh, this is a great product or a great restaurant," and somebody else says, "Yeah, but I saw cockroaches," or whatever the case was. And this is going to prevent people from wanting to say anything negative for fear of being sued.
Well, don't forget, I think it was Amy's Kitchen in Arizona. We talked about that, 6 months ago. You remember that one?
Yes.
They were freaking out, and they attacked the people personally. Now, Google is actually trying to push the Internet in the direction of they want people to have one single online identity. Of course, they want that to be your Google identity, and so that's where Google Plus comes in, and they're trying to they've tied in all their Google properties, like, for example, YouTube. YouTube used to be a place where you could post a lot of anonymous content. You could bash the people who are in the videos to your heart's content. And YouTube actually kind of took that away, and Google, owns YouTube. So what they said is, we want the posts and the comments to be posted by people who are willing to stand behind their name and what they say.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, but this kind of a ruling or this a lawsuit like this, I think, cuts both ways. I mean, I think it does absolutely protect people from malicious reviewers who want to do you harm just because they don't like you or whatever, and also, but it also takes away that sense of being able to give an honest review of someone of a business that may be genuinely problematical.
That's true. I agree with you on both sides of the fence here as well, and it's just one of those things where if a business is bad, maybe instead of posting a somewhat entertaining review of the business, maybe you just log in there and you say, you know what, my experience was not good. Here's why, and here's the review. Here's the 3-star rating instead of 5-star. Oftentimes, if you read these reviews, people enjoy being malicious and writing bad things about businesses. So I kind of feel like that needs to be stopped as well.
Oh, there is evil in the world. I would agree with you on that, definitely. We only got another second or so, but what can companies do to protect their reputation online?
You've got to protect how you look. You've got to go out there. You've got to Google yourself. You can set up a Google alert. You go to google.com/alerts. Type in your name, type in your business name, type in any keywords that are related to you, so that Google will automatically tell you things that are being posted about you out there. As an individual, make sure if you're applying for a job or credit or whatever, make sure you got a LinkedIn account that matches the information that you're providing your prospective employer. They're going to check you out. So, control what people find about you online rather than letting the internet control you.
All right, real good. Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, I want to thank you very much for joining us. If you would like to find out more about Ventura Web Design or contact Kevin, go to allenstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you will see a little logo for Ventura Web Design. Click on that icon, and you'll be in touch with Ventura Web Design and Kevin Richards. And I appreciate, again, being with us this morning, and we'll do it again next week.
Hey, it was great to be back with you. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
Happy New Year to you. All right, Kevin Richards of Ventura Web Design.